We offer up what nobody else can. From 4:30 to connected is the so much more. Good morning, and thanks for joining us. This Friday, I'm Alix Kendall in for Kelly O'Connell this morning.
And I am Dawn Stevens. TGIF to you. It is August 19th, and maybe you're already up this morning if you heard any thunder or saw the lightning. Take a look at what Keith Marler is going to be talking about this morning.
We don't have it.
He joins us. Yeah, we don't have the video just yet, but driving on 169, debris flying by with all the rain. Seriously. I mean, I didn't know there was so much debris on the road. It wasn't a big deal, but it was literally the wind was picking it up in front of our cars.
Yeah, there's some good breezes. Most of us in the metro ended up with winds that were in that.
Keith? Well, coming up, as the Olympics wind down, we'll tell you how many more medals Team USA has gained.
Plus, more to the story. Swimmer Ryan Lochte had the world on edge when he shared this. Dealing with this morning. Okay, the Vikings in Seattle last night for their second preseason game, trying to get some revenge against the Seahawks after that tough playoffs loss last season.
West Bank Stadium.
The guys are looking good. We like it.
Yeah, they are looking good. All right, Ryan Lochte, he's not looking good right now. That robbery story is starting to unravel.
So Brazilian authorities now say the U.S. swimmer lied about being mugged at gunpoint by robbers pretending to be police. I think there's a little bit more to the story even. I'm just going to put that out there.
I think that there will be even more, that unravels.
So. Okay, let's talk about the good stuff. The world's fastest man blows away the competition once again at the Rio Olympics.
6. Wow.
Keep it going. I think we have 1 or 2 days left of watching the Olympics. We've done a great job. It's kind of, my husband made a good point yesterday that the Ryan Lochte thing kind of overshadowed a little bit of all the really good things. So let's focus on the really good things and watch the coverage.
Let's do.
It sounds like maybe it'll be raining. Welcome back, TGIF to you for sure. A big attraction will be drawing tourists to Duluth this weekend.
That's right, the world's largest rubber.
Cute kids this morning. This on Facebook this morning. Who do you have, Alex?
I have, we were talking about that story about Duluth, and a lot of people are heading to the tall ships this weekend, and Stephanie says, Duluth, giant rubber ducky.
There you go.
Exclamation point.
That's cool. Michelle says, I'm crossing off my bucket list, going to see my favorite country singer at TCF. Hopefully I don't cry like a teenage girl, but I probably will. And she's talking about Luke Bryan. I think he's at U.S. Bank, so haha. But he was at TCF last year. Coming up new at 5 this morning, a major gas leak causes gridlock in downtown Minneapolis. We're going to show you why I-94 had to be shut down.
Plus, after holding
exactly what we're going to deal with on this Friday. And I think we did shoot a little bit of video, too, to kind of, if you haven't seen it outside your window yet, kind of show you what people are this morning. Our other big story happening today. Donald Trump will be right here in the Twin Cities. It's the Republican nominee's first campaign stop here.
But not everybody will be giving the presidential candidate a warm reception.
Thousands of Twin Cities nurses are ready to head back to the picket lines.
That's right. A line of nurses voted to reject their latest contract offer and authorize. Well, police in Coon Rapids are investigating after a woman is found dead and a man severely injured at an apartment complex. A gas leak triggers a traffic nightmare and several evacuations near downtown Minneapolis. Contractors, U.S. Bank Stadium will be rocking tonight with the first ever concert at the new home of the Vikings.
This is super exciting. Country
style. We have rain out there this morning, made for a bit of a mess and a lot of wind that was last night. We heard it, right?
Yep,
Puppy Dog kind of did one of these,
you know? Just a couple hours ago, came rolling on through the Twin Cities. Started around a little after 2.
Kiki.
Well, coming up, a wedding nightmare as popular Twin Cities venue starts canceling weddings, leaving a lot of couples wondering, what now?
Oh, boy.
Ready for their winter wedding on Lake Minnetonka until their venue backed out. Fox 9's Paul Bloom has the story.
Here on the show. Even Keith was getting into the on the song. You watched Friends,
Were you watch your Friends?
You? Thank you so much for waking up with us this morning. Welcome back. Let's get to some morning
Friday.
Sports. Yes, TGIF.
All right, the Vikings in Seattle last night for their second preseason game, trying to get some revenge against the Seahawks after that tough playoff loss last season.
Teddy Bridge. Well, the Twins start a 4-game series down in Kansas City, taking on the defending World Series champion Royals.
It's 5:26 now. Still to come, the latest on the storms that blew through the metro overnight. And how long is this rain going to last?
Also, what river and the lightning that they've heard. But yeah, it sounds like it's going to be mellow like this song.
Is that B.J. Thomas? Is that who that is?
That is.
Kyle's at B.J.? Yes.
Yeah,
B.J. Thomas.
Shane is here talking about how it is going to impact your drive this.
All right, thank you, Shane. Well, happening today, Donald Trump will be making his first campaign stop in Minnesota.
But not everybody will be giving the presidential candidate a warm reception. Bill Keller is.
Well, thousands of Twin Cities nurses are ready to head back to the picket lines.
A line of nurses voted to reject their latest contract offer and authorize an open-ended strike. The nurses.
Well, after months of talks, it is official there will be no special session at the state capitol. Well, an Olympic scandal in Rio with U.S. swimmers being indicted, accused of lying about, not indicted, indicated, accused of lying about an alleged armed robbery.
Yeah, two of them are now heading home after testifying about the incident as a third appears in court. Fox's Jackie Ibanez has the very latest. Talk about the roads. Wendy is saying the storm woke her up early this morning, Shane.
Me too.
Yeah, a lot of us.
Same here. Yeah, I heard it.
So we're going to be dealing with that on the road.
And all of it.
We're going to be dealing with tired eyes, and it's harder to drive, you know, when you're straining and it's raining.
It's raining.
My new bed and we moved.
Yes.
My head faces the window.
Yeah.
And I have blinds, but anyway, the flash of lightning was like, holy, what's going on? Like, someone's taking a picture of me.
It was
No,
serious.
it's just lightning. Anyway,
In your
that was not a
dreams.
good way.
Well, thank you, Keith. Well, several new movies are hitting theaters today. A cool take on a classic film, plus an animated show for the kiddos.
Plus, welcome back. A man bikes, listen to this, all the way from Oregon to Minnesota to say thank you to a group of people that he's never met.
Yeah, at the heart of his mission, St. Jude Medical, the company that he says keeps him going. Here's Fox 9's Courtney Godfrey. Great advice from that guy, right?
I'd say,
get off the couch, enjoy life.
Well, there's a remake of one of Hollywood's all-time classics, and it is hitting theaters today. Sweet, there are 6 Twitter accounts that will make you smarter. Just really cool stuff.
Love it.
And if you get a chance, I'm going to put that out on Twitter right now, and you'll get a chance to find those and decide if you want to also follow those Twitter accounts.
Love it. Okay, check this out.
You've seen the contortions that the mother went through, and the father too, both of them. You did feel for him.
It's
stressful for those
time.
parents of the Olympic athletes.
Yes, so now it's almost over, and they'll get to relax in the spa. Keith, we have some okay weather if you're wanting to relax. We are going to have to watch the skies.
A gift. I guess it's not exactly a gift, but for the parents it is.
Yes, totally. Okay, what's going on for 6 o'clock this hour?
All right, we have a drop in oil prices, maybe providing cheap gas, but it is also hurting a lot of businesses. We'll get the details in that in your morning business news live from New York. Plus,
a new apartment tower is coming to Nicollet Mall in downtown Minneapolis, and the new Viking Stadium gets its first musical test tonight. More on the country concert for you. Luke Bryan.
Luke Bryan, got a
People
lot
excited.
of fans on Facebook. Luke Bryan fans. Yeah, we've heard from them this morning. Well, stay with us. Keith's forecast is coming. Well, good morning and TGIF. You made it to Friday. And thanks for waking up with us here on Fox 9. I'm Alix Kendall.
And I'm Dawn Stevens in for Tom Butler this morning. It's a rainy Friday. We'll tell you how long it's going to last in just a few minutes. But our top story this morning, happening today, Donald Trump will be in the Twin Cities. It's the Republican nominee's first campaign stop here in Minnesota.
It is, but not everybody will be giving the presidential candidate a warm reception. Bill Keller joins us live. Police in Coon Rapids are investigating after a woman is found dead and a man severely injured at an apartment complex. Residents of thousands of Twin Cities nurses are ready to head back to the picket lines.
A line of nurses did vote to reject their latest contract offer and authorize an open-ended strike this time. Well, 6:06 now this morning, a statewide DWI crackdown begins today. And one family is sharing a powerful reminder about how drunk driving changes lives.
A gas leak triggers a traffic nightmare and several evacuations. This was near downtown Minneapolis.
So contract was the good news there. But we are dealing with rush hour this morning on the road.
Yes, we are. We've got rain, and I'm guessing that there are many.
Ooh, sounds good. Thank you, Keith.
We'll expect to see a new apartment complex near a popular Twin Cities mall. Nick Halter from the Business Journal will join us with all the details on that.
Plus, you might want to hold
This studio in New York is Lauren Simonetti. Good morning, Lauren. How are you?
Hi, good. Good morning. How are you?
I'm doing well. Glad the weekend is here. We're all TGIF to everybody. Okay, let's talk about some business with the oil economy. The oil downturn is hitting some businesses very hard, costing restaurants, fast food chains, motorcycle shops, casinos, a whole lot of money. Explain why.
The good news is that oil.
Thanks for pointing those out. All right, Gawker.com. Well, they're going to be shutting down next week after about 14 years of business. Now, this decision, it comes after Univision bought Gawker Media's 6 other websites for $135 million. So why are they shutting down?
They're getting deadbeat.
All right. Now, let's talk about summer vacation, shall we? We know if you're hoping to maybe book a last-minute summer vacation, you're supposed to wait until next week, which seems pretty late. But, you know, when is cheap flight day? I guess that's the key here. Okay, all right. Good to know, Lauren. Have yourself a good weekend. And, yeah, always good to see your shining face. Every day, but Friday especially.
Thank you. Thank you. Nice to see you too, Alex. I'll see you Monday.
Okay. Monday it is. All right, 6:20. Let's talk weather with Keith. Started out wet and rainy, and it sounds like for the next, like day and a half or so, we're going to have...
we'll remain...
Well, good morning and TGIF. Welcome to the Fox 9 Morning News. I'm Alix Kendall.
And I'm Dawn Stevenson for Tom Butler. You made it. Glad to be here. Yes, dealing with some rain on this Friday, but that's going to move on, and we'll have details about a so-so weekend.
Yeah,
so
maybe it's a good weekend to watch movies or do something inside.
We'll talk more about that in a moment. But right now, our top story here at 6:32, happening today. Donald Trump will be in the Twin Cities. It is the Republican nominee's first campaign stop here in Minnesota.
But not everybody will be giving the presidential candidate necessarily a warm reception. Bill Keller joins us live. He's at the convention center this morning with how this visit will be a little bit different than some of the others. Good morning, Bill. Bill. 6:33 now. There are plans to build a 30-story apartment tower at a well-known mall in the Twin Cities. In fact, they're underway. Nick Halter from the... Good morning.
Alex, good morning.
Are you
going to that dinner tonight?
Yeah. No. All right. Opus, by the way, is ready to start building. This is a building on Nicollet Mall. It's a big apartment tower, and construction begins this year. So what do we know? What's the market like for something like this right now?
Yeah, so the
library that it's right next to, it makes it look so small. Because in that part of downtown, I don't know that there's any really big structures. I know there's the towers around there.
It's kind of coming up that way. But yeah, you're right. It's sort of, there's a lot of there's a lot of surface parking lots around there. I mean, the library is kind of big, but it's,
But this will make the library look
it'll dwarf the library.
It'll dwarf the library. Yeah. All right. But thanks for the heads up. Again, it's called the Opus Towers.
They don't have a name for it yet, but Opus is the company building it, yeah.
Okay. All right. Thanks, Nick.
All right. Thank you.
Always good to chat with you. For more local, thank you, Keith. Well, decorated Olympians and Brazilian police have different opinions about what happened the night U.S. swimmers say that they were robbed at gunpoint.
Now we're getting a look.
All right. Ryan Lochte, not so cool. His robbery story is starting to unravel.
Yeah, Brazilian authorities now say the U.S. swimmer lied about being mugged at gunpoint by robbers pretending to be police. A different perspective about this whole situation. I think there's more to come on the story, too.
It doesn't help that Ryan Lochte doesn't exactly have a stellar past as far as decisions that he's made over the years. Not the best ones. No. Not the best reputation either.
And people are digging into that now, so we're going to hear even more. Well, meantime, the good stuff, the world's fastest man blows away the competition once again at the Rio Olympics.
He's looking good.
Yeah, big time. It'll be a good weekend to maybe stay indoors, depending on what's going on Saturday, and watch some TV, watch the end of the Olympics.
Yeah, that is a good weekend for that. Start today.
Yes.
And as the weekend continues, it sounds like things will change. What, like mid-weekend, Keith?
And Shane, thank you. Well, U.S. Bank Stadium will be rocking tonight at the new home of the Vikings for the first ever concert.
That's right. Country star Luke Bryan will be taking... Well, we've got a remake of one of Hollywood's all-time classics, and it is hitting theaters today.
Yeah, the Burger King Kids meal, the little character for that movie comes in the Burger King Kids meal. Yeah, we didn't know what it was. We had to look it up. But I was like, oh, it was a cool little flying character from the movie. All right, fun. It is now 6:56 this morning. Let's get to some of the top news stories that we're following for you on this Thursday work week. Today with Fox 9 Morning News on this Friday. We're coming right back with your news headlines.
Thanks for waking up with us here in Fox 9. I'm Alix Kendall.
And I'm Dawn Stevens in for Tom Butler. It's good to see that shot, though, because the rain not in that shot, so it is moving out this morning. Well, happening today, Donald Trump will be in the Twin Cities. It's the Republican nominee's first campaign stop here in Minnesota.
But not everybody exactly is welcoming him with open arms, you could say. Bill Keller is live at the convention center with what will make this visit a little different than... Well, police in Coon Rapids are investigating after a woman is found dead and a man severely injured at an apartment complex. It's 7:05 right now. You know, thousands of Twin Cities nurses, they are ready to head back to the picket lines.
A line of nurses voted to reject their latest contract offer and authorize an open-ended strike. Well, a statewide DWI crackdown begins today, and one family is sharing a very powerful reminder about how drunk driving changes lives.
It is 7:07 now. On to some other stories making headlines. 7:09, we have a wet start to our morning, and some parts got a lot more rain than others, but it's going to start out a wet weekend.
Yes, it sounds like it. Today's rain is moving on right now, Keith. So that's the good news if you're getting on the road this morning to go to work.
7:12 now. Your next ride in an Uber could be without a driver. Still to come, where the company plans to try out self-driving cars.
Okay, also coming up, swimmer Ryan Lochte's story about being robbed at gunpoint is unraveling this morning after new surveillance video is released. Stay with us. We'll have more.
25 now. Still to come, Donald Trump changes his message. We're going to go live to Washington for more on what he's saying now. And out for revenge.
And we're glad you are. Thanks for waking up with us. I'm Dawn Stevens in for Tom Butler this morning.
It's nice to have you here, Dawn.
Good to be here.
And I'm Alix Kendall. Happy Friday to you. We hope your morning is getting off to a good start. It is 7:31 now.
Well, happening today, Donald Trump is making his first campaign stop here in Minnesota.
Well, the Republican.
A lot of attention this morning for Donald Trump's speech last night in North Carolina, delivering the kind of message that many Republicans have been clamoring for. But is it coming too late?
That's a big question. And the Clinton Foundation is trying to address the perception that it has gone too far to court foreign donors. Doug Luzader has more this morning from Washington. All right, 7:34. We'll take a break from politics now and talk sports. The Vikings in Seattle last night for their second preseason game, trying to get some revenge against the Seahawks after that very tough playoff loss last season.
So Teddy Bridgewater, the Twins start a 4-game series down in Kansas City, taking on the defending World Series champion Royals.
Brian.
Morning. It's been one of those mornings where the early part of the morning, when it's usually quiet and slow, is kind of like, whoa, there's a lot going on because all that heavy rain. But things have slowed down so far this last.
We are learning more about what really happened to 3 U.S. swimmers who say they were robbed in Rio.
Plus, a long way to go to. Welcome back at 7:45. He biked from Oregon to Minnesota to say thank you to a group of people he's never even met.
At the heart of his mission, St. Jude Medical, the company that he keeps, actually keeps him going. Here's Fox 9's Courtney Godfrey with the story.
He has a great attitude, too.
He has a fantastic attitude.
Yeah.
All right, 7:47 now. Ryan Lochte's robbery story is just starting to unravel.
So Brazilian authorities now say that the U.S. swimmer lied about being mugged at gunpoint by robbers pretending to be police. I think there's going to be more to the story even coming out today.
That's right. But despite the controversy, there is some good news. Team USA continues that.
Yeah, good stuff. 7:49 now. Let's get over to weather and find out if it's good weather to just sit inside and watch some Olympics this weekend or get out and enjoy.
Maybe you like raindrops.
You know, it's going to be a nice Friday, though, overall. But
you know, with all that sun and great weather we had, it's kind of nice to have one of these days.
We deserve a cloudy day, Keith. Darn it. We'll take it. Thank you. It is now 8:01 this morning. Happening today, Donald Trump will be here in the Twin Cities, the Republican nominee's first campaign stop in Minnesota.
But not everybody will be giving the presidential candidate a warm reception. Bill Keller. 8:02 now. Thousands of Twin Cities nurses are ready to head back to the picket lines.
Yeah, a line of nurses voted to reject their latest contract offer and authorize an open-ended strike.
Well, after months of talks, it is official. There will be no special session at the state capitol. A statewide DWI crackdown begins today, and one family is sharing a powerful reminder about how drunk driving changes lives.
Late 8:07 now, happening today, the Minnesota United FC will make an announcement about the future of the soccer team.
A news conference is set for
morning. We're checking in with Shane Wells. She's been talking about the morning traffic getting out the door this morning, but also some construction.
All right, thank you, Keith. It's 8:11 now. A popular website is forced to shut down. We'll have the latest on the scandal at Gawker.
Plus,
the sounds.
It's 8:16 now. The save the dates were already sent out. Months of planning and dreaming, ending in, well, not a good story. A Twin Cities couple was ready for their winter wedding on Lake Minnetonka. Well, that was until their venue backed out at the last minute. Fox 9's Paul Bloom has the story. It is 8:19 now. Keith Marler will have your weather forecast coming up in just 15 seconds.
A lot of fun. That's all coming up on the Buzz at 9. Alex, it'll be all 3 of us.
I know. Right, it'll be fun. And it's a Friday. And the dance-off before that.
That's right.
Thanks, Don.
Yep.
Well, as Donald Trump makes his way to Minnesota today, there is a lot of attention swirling over his speech last night in North Carolina. We're going to go live to Washington for the very latest on that. Plus, well, a lot of attention this morning for Donald Trump's speech that was last night in North Carolina. He delivered the kind of message that many Republicans have been clamoring for, but the question is it coming too late?
And the Clinton Foundation trying to address the perception that it's gone too far to court foreign donors. Doug Luzader in Washington for us this morning. 8:32 now. Let's get to some other stories that are making headlines at this hour.
Well, NASA
Stadium will be rocking tonight with the first ever concert at the new home of the Vikings.
That's right.
I was at TCF last year, so I'm kind of wondering if a lot of people already saw him last year. It has
that's probably a
time to
good
sell out
guess.
still. It could happen.
It could happen. Yeah. All right. Well, coming up, video shows what really happened the night four American swimmers say that they were robbed.
Yeah, plus no deal.
Well, an Olympic scandal in Rio continues this morning with U.S. swimmers being indicted, accused of lying about an alleged armed robbery.
So 2 of them are now heading home after testifying about the incident, as a third appears in court. Fox's Jackie Ibanez has the very latest.
Well, Fegan appeared in front of a judge. This happened overnight, and he will be allowed to leave Brazil later today. The U.S. Olympic Committee released a statement saying that Governor Dayton releases his last 2 years of tax returns. The records show 8:42 now coming up. We have our Friday dance-off, Dawn.
Yeah. We're getting
stretched out.
Yep, there you go. But first, though, this morning we're getting a look at the job.
We'll have more on the forecast in just a little bit. Well, getting back into the job market, if you are thinking of, for instance, switching careers or just maybe taking yours to the next level, we have some tips to help you out here. Joining us with more is Mary. So let's first talk about the Twin Cities market when it comes to work. What is it like right now? You say every staff has a superhero name to describe them. So
yes.
What do you mean by this exactly?
Oh, absolutely. Blended jobs.
The customer service, I'm going to guess that can be challenging. That job, you know,
it is.
Because essentially you're listening, well, you're helping customers, but then sometimes you hear the complaints.
Absolutely.
And that's not an easy job.
So I think people are looking for someone who can.
Okay. Now, as far as like corporations, some people are looking for work in a corporate job. We know sometimes that the benefits can be good. So what are the, like specifically, can you give us some examples of maybe what some corporations are looking for?
Oh, absolutely. I think we're seeing that need.
So, like, who exactly? You're Advent Talent and Advent Creative. What does that mean? Like, who are you? You're just finding any kind of job for anybody?
Our Advent Creative side focuses on marketing, communications, design folks, and our Advent Talent side is more general, so administrative, customer service.
All right. Well, good luck in finding all that talent out there in the Twin Cities. We can guess that there probably is a lot of people out there that need jobs, and we've got the talent to fill those jobs, right? Mary Youngren, founder of Advent Talent and Advent Creative. Nice to have you here.
Thank you, Alex.
All right, 8:49 now. He biked from Oregon to Minnesota to say thank you to a group of people that he has never met. We're going to have that story in just a few minutes, but right now, let's go to Keith Marlowe. Oh, yes.
It's that time.
You know, as you mentioned, it's raining outside, and we thought we need to come up with a song that has this, the word raining in it. So it's raining, but in here in the studio, it's going to be raining men. So that's what we're doing. The weather girls, here you go. Well, good morning and welcome to the Fox 9 Buzz. I'm Alix Kendall.
And I'm Dawn Stevens.
You are
Marla,
Keith.
Here and accounted for.
Correct.
And here, just throw that. Just throw that, Tim.
Yeah, no, it's just I can't catch it. I did catch it. Oh, technology. Oh, it was
Kinda
panic.
need it.
You know this little weather clicker here is worth maybe $7. And have we broken that?
It's so important around here.
No, I'm sure it's worth a lot more than that. Are you kidding?
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Wow, those things are pricey. Yeah,
We make it special out of gold over there at the Weather Computer Store.
We had our rain roll on by.
All right, it is straight at 9 o'clock. This is a story that just keeps getting stranger. Ryan Lochte and the swimming scandal takes another turn. This morning, I guess it's Fegan is the guy that is the last one to leave. The other three because he was detained, and he had to give, I guess, about 10,000, would roughly be 10,000 US dollars to essentially get his passport back. And the money donated to some organization, we don't know, they didn't say, but, and the other two essentially just gave their account. But Lochte seems to be the one that they're really going
More clear answers, even with that survey
story. Did I hear
That's
that?
what I heard also.
He's
That
decided
Ryan
not
is
to-
standing
he's
by
like,
a
"No,
story.
Bra, that's what I.
Yeah,
Bruh.
like that's what happened. And representatives of the law. Is
I
it possible?
have no idea. I guess it's possible.
I don't know.
And either way, charge him. How are they going to send him a bill from Brazil? and he
Well,
goes, "I'm
okay,
not
yeah,
gonna-"
that's
I mean, it's a PR
I guess
nightmare.
it's
Well, but
you
if he's
know,
standing,
possible.
but if he's going to stick by his reputation only,
I think his reputation has been through the ringer anyway at this point.
very true. More to come on this one, like we said. 9:03 now this morning for the first time. Many people are stopping to take pictures with the statue. That's all I saw all over Twitter last night, and I just craziness.
It is crazy. This kind of made me chuckle, even though they were kind of poking that bear just a little bit.
Glad you read that. Someone else wrote that.
I mean,
those
you
weren't
know,
Alix's words.
they've done some pretty extreme things. Yeah, there it is.
We should read it again.
That's a legitimate
boy.
That is a legitimate
Yes,
thing.
it
So they decided to go there.
Well,
But
everybody's
they've-
going there on Twitter.
Yeah.
And so, there's this just, I always was taught, even if you feel like the other person's going down this low, if that's how, if they're against him, this is too far, in my opinion.
I mean, the bar is already really low for Donald Trump.
In some
when
people's
you think
opinion.
about, like, last night he came out and he said, look, I know sometimes I say things that I shouldn't, and I'm sorry for that. And, people, a lot of people are applauding that. But, I mean, at the same time, it's like, there's a different standard, it appears to be.
You know what I find most fascinating?
We have a few more months
We got
to
2
go.
months to go.
Yes.
Where will we go?
Yes.
Yay. How far would you go? Remember, when they say is no press is bad press, that doesn't apply towards your employer.
Oh, really?
Okay. Notoriety is one thing. Oh, I know. How far would, I don't know.
How far would you
anything
go?
I
weird?
haven't done anything
money,
weird,
obviously,
so I
that's-
can't. We're glad you're here, Keith. You're fun.
We are.
We like hanging out with
Thank
you.
you.
Yes.
I'm kind of happy about it, too.
Okay.
All right, it's 9:08. This is being called a food, well, I could say it's food desert danger, and that's the way it's labeled. Brand new research shows a link between a lack of fresh foods and early heart disease. The bottom line is, so if you don't live near or very close to a grocery store, you are putting yourself at risk for heart disease. About this, I mean, people, especially if they are living, under the poverty level, they just try to find, a place to live where they can. They don't have any control over what pops up in their neighborhood, and I don't.
Desert, which means you're not living close to that stuff. That the guideline was a mile.
Yeah, just 1 mile.
In some locations. I guess it depends on your ability to travel. And, I guess a mile in the city is much different conceptually from a mile from the suburbs in terms of, how far you're willing to walk versus drive. Yeah, I guess it's also just, it's easier to access if you don't have a grocery store that's healthy. Mickey D's is around the corner.
Right.
And that Mickey D's
Sure.
cheapness compared to the process of a meal is awfully appealing. And that makes sense that it would lead to
Right.
heart issues.
I mean, I can't wait to go to the grocery store. Do you guys think maybe they're equal in price? So it's easier to say, yeah, I'm going to grab the healthy food. It'd be nice if somehow we could really start working the price down for a lot of the healthier foods.
Yeah, it
That'd be
makes sense.
cool.
And it's more evident for me on my level of grocery shopping. I love Honeycrisp apples. I don't always buy Honeycrisp apples because Honeycrisp apples are
the most
3 times the
expensive.
cost
Seriously?
of a normal apple.
so
And
delicious.
I have a hard time, you have a hard time rationalizing that when you're budgeting. But it's just a matter of budgeting for different things.
That's
it's not a
right.
matter
Yeah,
of
some things
apple
will
or nothing.
spend
Right.
more money
Yeah.
on certain foods. Like we buy nice cheese, and I don't think we'll ever get away from that because we
We
like
like the
cheese
nice
at our house.
cheese. Yeah, totally. Well, coming up on the Fox 9 Buzz here, Uber goes driverless in Pittsburgh. We're going to tell you how they're doing this.
Plus tomato.
TGIF.
We're talking about our gardening skills and how it's going.
I have a brown thumb. You have a pretty good green thumb.
Well, the flowers are looking pretty good. I
Yeah.
would say they're, and the sun and the rain has helped a lot this
big
summer.
time.
Oh, big time. I got feet, and I go steal stuff from my neighbor's garden. They're good gardeners.
But
I just harvest the benefits of their hard work and toiling. That's
not surprised.
Let's begin our lightning round, shall we?
what I'm doing.
Would you call an Uber that has a driverless car?
Yeah.
You would.
No.
Oh, would you
Is that
know
like-
until I got there?
I don't know.
And if there's a
I would
driver
assume
in the
so.
in the seat
So
anyway,
what's the
I mean,
point?
the backup
I mean,
would be there.
He's hanging out in the back seat. That's
I don't
kind
get
of creepy.
the point. That's
No.
exactly.
I don't understand it.
Maybe they test it out for 2 or 3 years, make sure everything's cool, and then they just dump the driver.
Dump
after
a
while.
human being, right?
Yeah. I don't know. Would
risky.
you ever want to do that?
No.
If it's on a track and at Disney World, sure.
Yes.
But
contained.
no.
On a city street.
Not
I mean,
on the
does
highway.
anybody ever really want to try out the driverless cars? I mean, there actually has been one tragic result of that. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm okay.
Yeah,
I like my
okay.
old-fashioned ways.
I like to drive.
I like my horse
Take an
and
Uber
buggy.
driver.
Humans.
We know a few around here. Or would you buy restaurant leftovers for half price?
Your own?
Yep.
Wait,
No,
I'm confused.
someone else's.
No. Oh, this is crazy. Well, there actually is a new app that will let you do this. We're going to have details on the story. There's more to it.
There is, yeah. You're cooking up the leftovers that no one else has already eaten, Keith. Don't worry about that part.
Okay.
Okay, yeah.
Not like
Plus-
a half-eaten sandwich or something.
No.
A portion of the day. I'll talk some details about a half hour.
All right, the save the dates were already sent out in this story. Months of planning and dreaming, and ending not so well.
Yeah, for sure. The couple is ready for their winter wedding on Lake Minnetonka.
Oh, that was until their venue backed out at the last minute. We'll put that in quotes. Fox 9's Paul Bloom has the story.
Yeah, thank you, Paul. We obviously wish her the best and hope she can figure out where she can go by January, and the
Yeah.
wedding will be perfect. That's the only thing you can hope for when this type of thing happens. It
Yeah,
happens
because,
sometimes.
a lot of everything is focused on location.
Yes.
All the vendors and stuff. So, yeah, we hope that it ends up just fine.
Yeah,
And
good.
that she goes down the aisle or wherever that aisle is, and all is well.
That's right. Well, the Vikings, all was well last night. Okay, would you use an app to get cheap leftover restaurant food? Well, there is a new app now that will let you do just that.
It's cut food that people left on their plate that they're scraping
Right.
off and
A
putting into
half-eaten
a
sandwich.
to-go.
No.
It's not a half-eaten sandwich. This is in the kitchen.
You can have my onions.
That's a much better solution.
Yeah, yes.
I like that.
No, it's a great
Good
idea.
idea.
Working in a restaurant, you know that at the end of the day, a lot of food just goes in the trash. So if you
Sickening,
can
yeah.
reuse it somewhere else and cook it up
Yeah.
fresh for people on the cheap, that's a great idea.
I like it. All right, over to Keith.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you, Keith. Well, coming up on the Fox 9 Buzz, the best bets for weekend fun.
And if it's late.
Testify, Kelly Clarkson. We're in the final stretch, not quite the home stretch, they're different. We're in the final stretch of the Olympic Games. The world's fastest man blows away the competition once again in those Rio Olympics.
Those big strides, they do say he's usually like 3 or 4 inches taller than everybody else, and
Yeah,
a lot of
that's
that's
what
it
legs.
Yeah.
It helps, right? Well, a remake of one of Hollywood's all-time classics is hitting theaters today.
I'm going to be over there tomorrow,
Excited.
actually.
Yeah.
Are you?
Yeah, I'm going to a little party over there, a little pre-fair fun.
Yeah.
Celebration, and theoretically I am anyway. The rain might scare me off, I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, I will report back. Supposedly, hearing from the people that have been there, our next door neighbors over there at the Fair Bayou Bob's, that our booth is looking pretty good. The pavilion shaping up this year.
Very nice.
Excited. Fun. Take us into Sunday.
Thank you so much for watching the Fox 9 Buzz.
The Jason Show is coming up next.